Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Juan right here, your favorite marketer. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like for me and tap that subscribe button because we drop videos on the daily, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, daily, to help you live your absolute best in life, liberty, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, the pursuit of happiness. So, quick video, guys, today. Thanks for taking the precious time out of your day to stop by to check this out. I promise you, it's going to bring you value, guys. So real quick, guys, I constantly get asked and bombarded with questions about the type of reading material that I read. On a consistent basis. I read a lot, guys. I'm a huge lover of books. I guess you can call me old school, but I love reading. I love reading magazines. I love reading books and whatnot. But what I want to talk about today is one of the most important books that I've ever read in my entire life besides the Bible, okay, is this book right here. And we call this Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, why am I even talking about this book? Now, I know many of you may have heard about this book, but surprisingly, so many people have not have heard about this book, right? So I'm constantly getting asked the questions, hey, Juan, what book would you recommend me for wealth, finance? What book would you recommend me for learning how to absolutely master credit, et cetera, et cetera. I'm always getting those questions. One of the things I want you guys to understand is this book right here, okay? This is the absolute first book, without a doubt in my mind, that you need to read. I actually came across Rich Dad, Poor Dad my sophomore year in high school. I did not read it that year. I didn't actually read this book until my junior year. And it absolutely, even in high school, this book absolutely blew me away. It literally blew me away. See, one of the things that people don't realize about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and why Robert Kiyosaki is actually a brilliant man. I'm going to get to him in a second. But one of the things that people don't realize about this book is that this book literally will lay down the groundwork, or in other words, the foundational thinking that you must have in order to create any type of freedom and wealth in your life. So the beginning stages of wealth creation, the beginning principles of wealth creation, okay, that foundation, okay, will come from the teachings from this book. And the interesting thing is that if you look inside of this book, I mean, guys, the reading in this book is probably 6th or 7th grade reading level, maybe 8th grade even. But the interesting thing is that the story, okay, that's wrapped around the reading in this book is so powerful. It's so majestic. It's so easy to understand and grasp. It turns this into an absolutely tool of life transformation if you apply the principles. And it really is that simple, guys. It really is that simple. This book right here, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you don't already have a copy of this, okay, in your library, pause this video right now, go to Amazon, hit up a thrift store, go to eBay, wherever you need to go, get your hands on this book and do it today. You can probably hit up a thrift store and get this book for maybe a couple dollars. And that's what's so great about the world we live in this industry, guys. You can literally possess some of the greatest minds in the world in paperback for just a few bucks. Are you kidding me? Read this book, guys, because this book is going to become the absolute foundational primer for you to understand, get any kind of grasp on what wealth creation actually is, how easy it is to attain once you have your ducks in line. And that's what this is all about. This book is about getting your ducks in line. And I'm talking about your mental ducks, guys, because wealth creation is 90% mental. Okay. Now, briefly, guys, I'm going to talk about another book that I would highly recommend that's actually not so well known, kind of like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. A lot of people are familiar with this book, but millions and millions and millions of people absolutely have no clue as to really what this is or who Robert Kiyosaki even is. But again, guys, get your hands on this book because there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other books that I can recommend you on finance and investing in real estate, et cetera, et cetera. But this book right here, if you don't absolutely master and understand the very, very basic and simple principles in this book, then no other book is going to help you. That I promise you. But the second book that I want to introduce, guys, is actually quote unquote the sequel to Rich Dad, Rich Dad. And a lot of people are not familiar with this book either. It came out shortly after Rich Dad, Rich Dad, and it is and will always be one of my #1 recommended books on wealth, finance and mindset, period. Second to Rich Dad Poor Dad. So this is the second one in the series, and it's called Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant, and it is some of the best reading I have ever read in my entire life, guys. And I have read hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of books. This book right here is one of the best books I have ever read in my life on personal finance, because again, this is going to give you that foundation that you absolutely must have. I don't care what other books you read on finance, read these two first. Any other book that you read on mental game, finance, investing, after you read these two, I promise will make a hell of a lot more sense to you guys, and you guys are going to be glad that you actually picked them up. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. I just wanted to recommend these two awesome books for you guys. For those of you that are new watching my channel, because there are many of you that are on the younger side, the younger entrepreneurs that are coming up, the 18 to 25-year-olds, guys, if you can't find these at your college libraries, if you can't borrow one from a buddy, guys, spend a few dollars, go pick up one of these books, order these off Amazon, eBay, wherever it is that you need to get them, but get your hands on these books, and I promise you they will become the catalyst to a lot of your success in different areas of your life. So with that said, guys, your boy Juan right here, I am checking out, and I will see you guys on the next video. Make the day absolutely majestic. Take care, guys.